This is KBYP entering the fray and commenting on ARRL, as I term it, the Amateur Radio Ripoff League, and their scam that I exposed to, by reverse transfer, rip off the U.S. taxpayers about $9 million, if my calculations are correct. See the dollars going in the toilet. In the year 2015, the VEC Volunteer Exam Coordinator at Tri-Cities, Washington State, and ARRL affiliated clubs said there were 600,000, not 600, 600,000, either tests or licenses or both that have been issued through this ARRL take $15 and give you a supposed free test and you get a free license scam. $15 times 600,000 is $9 million. Now, am I correct so far? I took that test. I think I paid $15 for it. I didn't care. If the principle was that I wanted something, I thought I would pay for it. Because, ladies and gents, that's the way the world works. We don't get anywhere. We don't advance others by giving them things for free. That means the thing is valueless. Here's my Mickey Mouse webpage. It is found by going to your browser and typing in K8BYP, Kilo 8 Bravo Yankee Papa, dot tripod, TRIPOD.com. Up pops my screen of Philosophy, Politics of Amateur Radio, and down, halfway down, you'll see a link, ARRL's attorney's flim-flam petition before the FCC in re RM 11759. Francis, others, and my mostly scathing responses. This was ARRL's flim-flam petition to try to get technicians that haven't earned any privileges, phone privileges in HF. I'm sorry, if they're that lazy, get out of the game. Go get a general class license for nothing. Don't need to know nothing, don't need to do nothing. Go memorize some answers, regurgitate them on a test, get a general class license, and get on HF. Is it that hard? RM 1159 and my comments there too were under FCC's fancy and modernized computer system, the CORES system, among others. The FCC's computer systems in the U.S. were antiquated, and they were forced to update at very great expense to make their systems on par with the rest of the government systems. U.S. Federal Communications Commission, ECFS, Electronic Comment Filing System. That's a system for filing unofficial comments on the proceeding, which was RM 11759. And if you will search for my call sign in here, you will find the comment where I alerted FCC that ARRL had been stealing from them left and right. What were they doing? A reverse transfer of wealth scheme, using for free, as far as I know, FCC's new expensive computer system to then turn around and charge you and me $15 US to take a test. The test was given by VECs, which is Volunteer Exam Coordinator, who, as far as I know, didn't get any money from it. I don't think the clubs got money. Now, folks, if it's so unabashedly evil for a person in the U.S. to pay for a license, which is, in fact, paying to use this fancy, expensive computer system, for the privilege of getting a license for not knowing anything and being able to essentially get it immediately, which is a childish lust to get instant gratification for doing nothing in particular. If it's so bad to charge them $35 for a U.S. taxpayer to pay for that computer system, which is effectively taxpayers paying themselves back in the U.S., isn't it worse for ARRL to take $15 from them out of that system and keep it? I'd say it is. Like OH2DX's premise, we don't be friendly, we don't be good to people by getting them to spend money for something they cannot afford. Can't afford $35, can't afford another 15, can't afford 100, then frankly you can't afford to go to a hemp fest and even buy a handful of connectors, because they're $5 to $10 a piece. You can't buy enough connectors to build a ham shack for $100. If you can't afford $15, don't waste your time. And please don't waste FCC's time, because those computer systems are expensive. $1 billion computer system. But ARRL was sitting in the background shoveling money off this as far as I can tell. Now, I don't know from the inside, I'm just looking from the outside as someone who took that test. And another problem here is that ARRL has been acting as basically a quango, a sort of quasi-autonomous non-government organization, in being so kind as to aid the public and aid the FCC in getting people tested, while they apparently have scraped off $9 million. Is my calculation right? Have they actually scraped off $9 million from this process and taken it? And if so, what have they done with it? Is that being our friend? I don't think so. But this did not happen in the past when we dealt directly with FCC. If there were any cost, we would have paid them directly to the commission, and I don't think there were. I don't remember paying a fee back in the day. But see, that wasn't on top of a very expensive modernized computer system. But what we don't need in the U.S. is another G blanking corporation getting in bed with the government to milk taxpayers out of money. You don't have a legitimate business model, go steal from the government. And that apparently is what the ARRL has done with the FCC by this very clever, as my term goes, reverse transfer of wealth scheme. And I consider $9 million to be pretty wealthy. If so, where's the money gone? Well, I agree. Anyone that wants a license should be getting it for free. And I also think that ARRL are playing another part of this scam, pretending to be white knights, riding in on a white steed, being so kind and gracious that they're going to pay for children to take the test. Pay for. Isn't that grandstanding? They're going to pay for it. Oh, isn't that sweet? Will they send them a Christmas card too? This is not white knight behavior. This is not kind and gratuitous. This is another angle of this scam to take the money they've already appropriated, lawfully or not, by using FCC's expensive computer system, taking that money and pretending to be such kind, benevolent corporate citizens and to give somebody a license, a test, which doesn't cost them anything in the first place. The VECs are doing it. But to give it to the children. Oh, isn't that the modern political meme? It's for the children. Aren't they so grand and self-serving? It just disgusts me no end. So I got an idea. I agree. I want a free license. I want a free license test, and I want a free radio too. Gimme some of that. $9 million, golly, there's probably $800 in there to buy me an HF radio, and I could use another one. So ARRL, you print up a form for to ride out on another white steed in another white knight campaign and give away free radios because I want one. Ain't gonna happen, and you know better. But it's documented proof. I am the one that brought this down on their heads. I am the one who observed this ripoff, and I commented this to the FCC in my filing on this flim-flam petition to give technicians who don't deserve it phone privileges on HF. They don't belong there because they know nothing about radio. They're just beginners. That's another example of pandering to people, pretending like you're giving them something for free. That's not doing them any good. You know the old saying, give a man a fish, he'll eat once. Teach him how to fish, he's set for life. This is fishing to hand someone a fish and get something in return, because they didn't do it for free. If I recall correctly, they did it at the tune of $15 a head. And as I recall, the money did not go to the clubs. If it did, that brings another question. Where did it go? We get what we want in life by earning it. You get a license from the FCC or any other national issuing body. You're not a ham. You're a licensee. That is one of the gateways to becoming a ham. That's how you get experience on the air and actually working with things. The first requirement is to learn before that process, and that's not happening. So, there you go. There's a common meme in the U.S. that FCC doesn't pay attention to what hams say. File complaints on what not to ignore it. Here is proof. Look at my comments that is false. You got to understand, amateur radio is not first technical. It's first legal. This is all a legal framework under the 1934 Communications Act and other, certainly other treaties and such. But coming back from the 1800s, this is firstly a legal framework in every nation except North Korea, as far as I know. But firstly, we've got to understand the legal ramifications. And if we're going to talk to the FCC, we've got to realize that we're talking with lawyers and scientists and engineers. When we present ourselves with decorum using the proper legal terminology, you bet they pay attention. That's what they do. And this filing and my comments, and if you'll look them up, you should find them in a database. You will find that I'm the one that tipped FCC off to this. So, anybody at ARRL want to piss and moan? It's kbyp@IEEE.org. Don't waste your time. Bye.